What's up YouTube, it's Louis here bringing you today's cryptocurrency video. So we're going to take a look at Quant. Quant had an amazing pump yesterday and we bounced off such a significant key level, which I told you. When we were up here I said that we are going to roll over to that 0.50 or potentially that 0.618. We did actually close below it last night, but yesterday's pump brought us back above it. So we do need to take a look at the smaller time frames because at the moment, we just need a to see more. Basically, we can see that potentially we do have potential double bottom. We do need to break this neckline over here, which we've actually got rejected from. So could this be a pump to the downside, a little dead cat bounce before rolling over? And we're going to go through that today. Basically, at the moment on the daily time frame, it hasn't closed yet, but we are getting rejected from the 20 and the 200 daily EMAs. So I'm just going to get rid of the 12. I only look at that really on the weekly or the monthly. So let's take a look at the 4H time frame right now. So yeah, look, you were holding that 0.618 very nicely. I said if we were to lose that, we could bounce off the 0.786. Well, I would like the bounce back above the 0.618, and we didn't even get down there. We did have a little fake out. Basically got back above. Nice pump. Because why? Because of Bitcoin, but the alts pump more. Some didn't pump at all, some pumped crazy, some pumped less than Bitcoin and whatnot. So what happened is massive green candle to the upside, no back test of support. So you did actually form the bearish cross, which I was talking about in yesterday's video. We actually have now potentially invalidated that, but we need to see this fall back to support and hold that. What I do not like is this massive red shooting star, so to say. So I'm going to measure from the top, swing high to swing low. How do we know this dip is done? Let it start going up. It's now started going up. I'm going to get rid of that other fib retracement, but just before I do, we know that if we do lose at 0.786 at $160, we're going to roll over to that 145, which is losing this key support. So basically, once you lose this key support, this is valid. And so if you were to lose this, again guys, I forgot exactly why I had that target, which I was speaking about in the last video, but it's there for a reason. I just forgotten why that's there. But if you lose that 145, we're going to roll over to these targets, and 1618 would be your technical target unless you get back above this. So if you do lose this, you're basically going down to here. Regardless, the only way to invalidate this is getting back above 145 and holding it as support. So now we can get rid of that because I've explained that to you guys. So we had this dip. The dip was finished by this pump to the upside. However, look where the golden pocket was, a 0.50 to the 0.618. This is zone over here. So if you're starting out with Fibonacci, like if you're just starting new to trading, basically, obviously not financial advice, but when I started with fibs, I'd always draw the golden pocket. So the 0.5 to the 0.618, and this is the area where you'd get rejected from. Of course, if you break above it, confirm the 0.618 as support, you've created a reversal wave. But until you do that, your fibs are just going to be used as a retracement tool. Push, exhaustion, continuation, just like that. And so that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing a rejection of the golden pocket, and you actually are going to close below the 0.618, the 0.50. We don't know if we're going to close below the 382. If it closed as is right now, you have. So what I can say about this is very ugly, this massive wick to the downside. And if you watch today's Bitcoin update, which I've gone through about the fear and greed index, about how it's gone up again a bit too fast. We're back at 28, which is ridiculous in my opinion. It just shows and screams for a further dump. And is Quant the cheat sheet, guys? Is Quant telling us that yes, we are going to get a dump with this drop, dead cat bounce, and continuation to the downside? Lose this low, and we're going to continue down. So I'm actually going to get you new targets. Why? How can I get you new targets? Because we've pumped to the upside, but how do we know the dip is done? I mean, the pump is done. So for me, this wick is saying it all, basically. So I'm going to measure from down here, swing low to swing high, and look where that 0.618 is, sitting at the 55 and the 20. If we can confirm that as support, we'll start working our way up, and then obviously break resistance, continue up, and then Bitcoin won't dip further. But I just think us at 28 in the fear and greed index, we're not even in extreme fear anymore. We're back at fear. It just shows you how the sentiment can change so much after such a little pump, which is ridiculous. I'll go through in today's update how that pump's most likely going to be a bull trap. And we're going to roll over more because we have seen W's in the past in the range that Bitcoin's in right now, where it's worked in the short term. I explained that in a bit more detail on the Bitcoin video, so go check that out. It's on my channel. So the 0618 is sitting at 182 where the EMAs are. Lose them, that means this whole move to the upside was a fake out. Fake outs mean that there's weakness, basically weakness to the upside, because the bulls couldn't keep you up there. Basically, this wick is telling me that the bears have stepped in, and the bears have stepped in since you got to the 200 EMA, which is also lining up with that 0618. So this is basically telling me that we're getting rejected from a 4-hourly resistance point, and so of course if we're under resistance or under this 200 EMA, we're in a downtrend. That's shown since we lost it over here. So we were above it, holding it, where we formed that large descending triangle, and you have a technical target down here, which we have met with the wick, but let's see if we would roll back down to it again. We need to see. But again, it's all on Bitcoin, and I'm not worrying about Quant too much. Of course, I'm in minus for Quant. Quant and Fire are the only two coins that I'm in minus in, because I got in very early into my other coins. I got in like 2 years ago into my other coins. But I do believe in Quant, basically, in the long-term future of it. So I'm not worried about it, because if we just look at all the altcoins back in July, how bad they looked, how a lot of them lost the 55 weekly EMA, but Bitcoin never done that. So that's why I only really care about Bitcoin. I'm going to be real with you guys. The only time I look at these charts is with you. When I've finished my videos and uploaded them, the only chart I focus on is Bitcoin. And I've said this multiple times in the past, that the only chart that matters is Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's manipulated, your altcoins are going to be manipulated even more. If Bitcoin's dumping, your alts are going to dump more. So it's all on Bitcoin to do the work, and that's why I'm not worried. They can look so much worse than what Bitcoin is looking like. But if Bitcoin wants to go up, they will go up. And that's why I never really look at the charts for the alts unless I'm making a video for you guys. Even though I'm in some of them, don't even look at them. So I can use VeChain as an example, which I'm in. So VeChain, back in July, I think, dumped roughly around, I think it was around 85% from the, oh, wrong one. Yeah, from the top here to the low. Yeah, VeChain dumped around 83%. And I was never worried about that, guys, because literally because I knew Bitcoin wasn't losing the support that I was holding, that it made, I think, in January time. So I wasn't worried about that. No matter how bad the altcoin chart looked, I didn't sell any. Oh, I sold, I think, 30% on my VeChain up here, but I held the rest, the 70%. I just kept on adding. I think I added here, here, and here, and of course as it was going up as well. But I've been in VeChain since 1 cent, so I've gone through so many dips, guys. It's ridiculous. I've gone through 40% dips, 60% dips, 65% dips, and now 85% dip on VeChain. I think this current one over here, it's nothing new. This one sitting right now minus 58, the low minus 61, so it's nothing new to me. I know that VeChain has strong fundamentals, and so it should carry on up, basically. Quant USD. Oh, let me get my Quant chart. Perfect, yeah. So that's what I think is going to happen for Quant. If we do lose this 0618, of course we're going to create that reversal wave, this one. So I'm going to take that other one out. I'm going to remove this target at the moment. So if we do now lose this 0618, which I do think is going to happen, why? Because the weakness shown by that wick telling me that the bears are in power. So if you lose that, I'm going to roll over to the 1, where you'd be putting in a lower low anyway, because the body is sitting up here. And then obviously if you lose that 1, then we could roll over to that 1618 at $140. So that's it for today's update. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do lose the 1618, look where the 2414 is at the bottom of that wick, which we would be filling in that wick. So I'll catch you in the next one, guys. As always, peace.